Hello everyone, I am Wendy with Winds of Change Ministries, and today I'm going to give you my third video on Joseph, Yusuf, and because I'm trying to knock out Genesis real quick. Anyway, yes, the dreamer of dreams. So he has he's in the prison. Last we knew, he's in the prison, and he gave a dream interpretations for the two prisoners, the cupbearer and the baker of the king. And his interpretation of those dreams came to pass. All right. Also, I gave you the secret esoteric meaning of those dreams. All right, so which are unfolding right now. So anyway, now Joseph was still in prison for a couple of years before the cupbearer actually mentioned him, like he said he would. Okay, and what happened was the king had a couple of nightmares, and they were both very similar to one another. And the first, he saw the a couple of stalks of grain, and that were very healthy and plump. There were 7 of them, and then there were 7 that were not, and they destroyed. They had some kind of blight on them or something, and they destroyed the good plump grains. All right, the stalks of grain. That was the first nightmare, and even though that seems like not a terrible dream to us, when you don't have when you live in a culture that doesn't have a grocery store down every block, right? The idea of your harvest being destroyed is a very scary thing. All right, very scary. So, and this is a king, he's responsible for lots of people. So the pressure was very heavy on him. In the next dream, he's by the river, and he sees 7 very healthy cow. And he thought, oh, those are nice healthy cows. And then he saw some pretty ugly cows. They were starving. And then those ugly cows, they ate and consumed the healthy cows. And at the end of the day, they didn't even look any better. They looked just as scrawny and disgusting. I don't know if you've seen a half-starved animal, but it's pretty nasty. It's really sad. And they look just as sorry as they did before eating the other healthy cows. And once again, you know, this is a very scary concept to a ruler, you know. And so but he didn't understand the dreams. He just knew it was scary. He did not have any idea what it meant. He recognized that there was a similarity between both dreams, and that it was important. He knew it was important, but he didn't understand them. So he called all the wise people to try and figure out these dreams, you know, sort this out. And they couldn't do it. They didn't know they didn't understand the dream. They couldn't come up with something that made sense. So anyway, and then the cupbearer steps up and says, oh, I know someone that can help you. And then, because he remembered Yusuf, who was still in prison. So they called Joseph up, and they had him do all the interpretations, and figured out that he explained these 2 dreams are the same. And because they are the same, it means that God's going to do it very quickly. So what he said was the 7 healthy grain and ears of grain, and the 7 healthy cows represent 7 years of good, healthy harvest. And the 7 bad years would, there would be 7 bad years that would follow, and they would be so bad that it would actually make the good years look bad. Okay, so he instructed the king that he needed to be wise and be on top of things and make sure that he put someone in charge to do things in a systematic way so that they could prepare for those bad years. Because regardless, it was going to be bad one way or the other. But if they were prepared for it, then that would be really, really good. So, it'd be better than everyone starving. So anyway, he told the king, you need to find yourself someone who is wise to handle and you know supervise all of this. Well, the king knew that no one. He had already called all the wise men. He had already called all the magicians and wizards and wise men, and no one had a solution for him. Joseph was the only person that understood the dreams and also had a solution. And he said, there are none who is as wise as you. And so he said, I'm going to make you basically my right hand man. And so he had complete authority. The king gave him complete authority over everything to oversee this. And no one was higher than Yusuf in the entire country, except for the king himself. This is the only one. All right. So Joseph, and he gave him a wife, and Joseph was held with high honors. Okay. During the years of plenty, Joseph had granaries built so that food could be extras. Food could be brought into those granaries in preparation for the tough years. All right. And anyway, and Joseph was fruitful himself during those years. He had 2 children by his wife. One was Manasseh, and Ephraim. Okay, so and he named Manasseh, what he did, the first son, because he had sorrow for his time with his father, and I'm sure probably a little bit of bitterness, to be honest. And he wanted to forget about all his sorrows, his time in prison, his time betrayed by his brothers. He just wanted to forget it, And so he named his first son Forgetful, to forget, okay? And after he was able to forget all his hardships, and there's a valuable lesson in this, after he was able to forgive and just forget and not dwell on everyone that had done him wrong, then he was able to become fruitful, okay? And so here he was, his second son, the meaning of that name is fruitful, okay? So forgiving the old allows fruitfulness to enter our life. You got to let go of the old bitterness, all right? So there is a valuable lesson in that. Okay, so that's it for this video. In the next, I will be discussing the 7 years of famine, because that one's a long one. All right, my name is Wendy, and we're all living in the winds of change.